Yes, Namaste children. In yesterday's class we have completed the paragraph writing and the lesson also we have completed one lesson, and today I am going to teach you a poem. The name of the poem is The Wonderful Words by Mary O'Neill. She was a teacher. She worked in private schools as well as government school. She has worked. She was not only a teacher, she worked. She was a politician also, and she worked for the upliftment of the poor people. And also, in addition to that, she has written some poems also. Now, here in this poem, she was expressing her views how a language should be, how important a language is, how important the language is for every living being. So let us know in brief in this poem The Wonderful Words. For this, all of you open your English textbook, page number 82. Open your English textbook, page number 82, all of you. So here The Wonderful Words. Imagine a world without language. All the humans speak at least one language. The words are we speak, bring out our thoughts. Read the following poem on words. So whatever we speak is all about the amalgamation of all the words together. So here how she has made the poem and what she wished to tell us about her views on the language, we will, after reading this poem, will get to know. So let us start. Never let a thought shrivel and die for want of a way to say it. For English is a wonderful game and all of you can play it. All that you do is match the words to the brightest thoughts in your head so that they come out clear and true and handsomely groomed and fed. For many of the loveliest things have never yet been said. So here what she is trying to say, never let a thought shrivel and die. See, the speciality of human beings is we are the only living being on this earth who can communicate, who can express their thoughts, express their views, their sorrow, their happiness, their feelings in the form of some words. That words all put together makes the language. Isn't it? Everyone is having their mother tongue. Mother tongue means the one who speaks in their home. In their home, the language, whatever they speak, is called as the mother tongue. But the mother tongue is very much familiar to them. In addition to that, English language is prevailing. It is called as the library language. It is called as the universal language, which is understood by each and everyone in the whole world. So what she is telling, never let a thought shrivel and die. You should never let a thoughts, see, our brain is such a mechanism that something will be going on, something will be doing with the hands, and something the brain will be addressing us. So what she is saying, never let a thought shrivel or die. Never you should let the thought, whatever the thought you are getting, immediately you should not make it shrivel, means to wither away. Don't let it away like that. You make it a point or speak to anyone. Don't let it die, because always the thoughts are invisible. We cannot see them. How we can express? When you say it, then the other person, we ourselves will listen to it and will make a note of it and will try to understand it. So what she feels, whenever any thought comes to your mind, you should make a note of it. Don't let it die. For want of a way to say it, for a want. So how the whenever the thought comes, what you have to do, you should say it. If you don't say, that thought will be inside your mind and it will never come out. Once the thought comes, immediately you should put it on the paper, or you should say. If you don't say, that will die forever. For English is a wonderful game and all you can play it. So what she is saying that English is such a wonderful language. So with those letters we are making so many thousands, millions of words we are making, and with that we are making the sentences, with that we are making the paragraphs, with that we are making the stories, conversations, explanations, speeches, whatnot, questions, answers, so many things we are making only using this little number of words. So what she is saying, it is a wonderful game. Matching the letters will frame the word. Matching, making the meaningful, setting the words together will make the sentence. Setting all the sentences together will make the paragraph. So it is such a wonderful game that we can use it in whichever way we want. It all depends on the way you use it and the way you play it. All that you do is match the words to the brightest thought in your head. So what she is saying, the thoughts, whenever you are getting the thought, don't let it die. You make it a point, make a note of it in any paper, book, or you say to someone, so that will be remembered by them. Don't let your thoughts die. To the bright, see, sometimes when we are doing, suddenly you will say, hey, an idea flashed in my brain. We will say when we are just seriously discussing about anything or anything is going on, immediately we will say, an idea flashed in my mind. Means suddenly you are saying, but suddenly the thoughts will come. So what she is saying that never let it die. You have to make it a point or write it down, so that they come out clear and true and handsomely groomed and fed. So when you are saying, when the thoughts are coming out, it may be helpful to you or it may not be helpful to you. But by reading that, by understanding that thought, someone else may be benefited. So someone will be nurtured, someone will be groomed. Groomed means nurtured. They will be understood, they will change their style of living, they'll change their way of living, they'll change their way of behavior. So all these things will happen only by saying a few wonderful thoughts. For many of the loveliest things had never yet been said. So every person in this universe, there are several people, all are human beings, but all are not same. Already this point we have discussed. But every person is unique. That point also we have discussed earlier. So all the children are not same. All the teachers are not same. All the teachers, every person, every woman will not become the teacher or not become the doctor or not become the politician. So it all depends on the way they think, the way they attract, the way their intelligences are. So what she is saying that when many of the loveliest things are, how they will come out, when these things, when all are not same, the way of thinking will also be same. So what she is trying to say, everyone has their own way of thinking, everyone will get their own ideas. When those ideas are there, you have to make them up and you have to use that, those can be used for some other purpose. Yes, we'll go to the next stanza. Words are the food and dress of thought. They give it its body and swing. And everyone's longing today to hear some fresh and beautiful things. But only words can free a thought from its prison behind your eyes. Maybe your mind is holding now a marvelous new surprise. See how beautifully she is saying to a simple thought. She is saying that words are the food and dress of your thought. See, thought, whatever we are thinking, it is not visible to anyone. It is invisible. It is in my brain. So when it comes out from my mouth, that is, I am giving food and I am putting on a dress for it, so that can be viewed by many people. They give it its body and swing. So when if anything is useless, if a ball is there, a bat, now what is the game every day we are watching? Yes, which game we are watching? Cricket match we are watching. They are having the bat and the ball. They are using the bat and ball. All the cricketers are using the bat and ball. The same ball, if it is in our house, would it be useful for us? Can we play with the same ball IPL? We cannot play. Why? Because it is their ball. That is different and this is different. Everyone has its own value. Though they are same, everything has its own value. So what she is saying, she is trying to say that if you give a thought, when your thought comes out, when it reaches to the people, it may be understood in a different way and it may be useful by different people in different way. It may help them in building up their career also. And everyone's longing today to hear some fresh and beautiful thing. So there are great people saying, we'll say sayings, proverbs, we'll say, who said those poems have written? Vemana Padyalu, Sumati Shatakalu, in Telugu, in Panchatantra stories are there, Ramayana, Mahabharata, many pics are there. So all these are written by the great people. We are also the human beings, but we cannot write that because they are very intelligent, they are very thoughtful, they have their own ideas. Those ideas were put on the paper. Now it is our pleasure to read them, to understand. The scientists are there, the researchers are there. If they have thought that why should I write, if they have thought like that, now on this day there would have no Ramayana or no Mahabharata or no satellites or nothing. So what she is saying, that everyone is, these are all the things what has happened. Now everyone is eager to hear a new thing. The new generations, new people, new children will come up with new thoughts, with innovative, with creative thoughts they will come out. Only thing is, whenever you get a thought, you put it, you make it a note of it. Some fresh and beautiful things. But only words can free a thought from its prison behind your eyes. So how a thought is, as far as the thought is in our brain, it is like in a prison. It is like a bird in the cage. When the bird is in the cage, it is useless. It cannot go out. It cannot enjoy the nature. Once we uncage it, immediately the bird comes out and it flatters its wings and it flies high in the sky. Whereas our thought is also like that. Our thought, as far as it is in our brain, it is like it is in a prison. So first that thought has to be it has to come out from that prison, so that can see the world, that can enjoy the world, that can be useful for many of the people. Maybe your mind is holding now a marvelous new surprise. So what she is saying, everyone now will say, some small children will be there. They will be doing so many things, so many tricks they will play, so many creative things they will develop on their own. They are not taught. That is their inborn talent that has to come out, that has to be groomed out. So what she is saying, it may be in you also. In the previous class, we have discussed the intelligence. Whatever the intelligences you are having, that has to be groomed, that has to be dig from your self, and then that creativity, that innovativeness, that whatever the talents are there within you will come out. So that's what everyone is waiting for, the freshness, the beautiful new thoughts of the youngsters. Never think that what can I say, never think that everyone has their own vision. Everyone has their own talent. So she is letting us, she is giving us an idea, a scope that whatever the thoughts you are coming, just imprison, let it come out of your mind so that that will be useful for others. Have you all understood the poem? Yes. Now in this we don't have any rhyming words, we don't have, but here some questions are there. After reading the poem you have to complete this. With your partner, complete the following sentences in your own words using the ideas in the poem. See here, you don't have the partners over here. So what you will do, you have to do this work on your own. In the textbook itself you do. And second question is, in groups of 4, discuss the following lines with and their meanings. Here they have given 4 stanzas they have given. Okay, so groups they are telling, we don't have any groups, we can't make the groups right now. So whatever you have understood, you have to write these 2 lines in your class work. Whatever you have understood about these 2 lines, you write in your own words below it, and then you go to the second one, third one, and vice versa. Understood, ma, all of you? Hope you have all understood. Thank you. Have a good day.